The Cannabis Show is for information only. You should always consult with a qualified and licensed physician or other medical care provider.
It's the Cannabis Show. Today, Evan teaches us some growing tips for growing at home. We explore the strain Rex, and we discuss other ways to consume your medicine. No awards, no industry cred. How can it be that Rex is so good, yet so unheard of? Well, it's still an infant. It was only just brought to life and shared with the world in 2017. Moderately high THC at about 18%, Rex, aka Tangie, comes packed with terpenes. However, what terpenes exactly are unclear as Medreleaf doesn't share their profiles. But industry experts, like our very own Basil, have said that it must have a good dose of caryophyllene, myrcene, pinene, and limonene. When you open a bottle of Rex, you will be delighted with a sense of citrus and pine. Rex may provide a euphoric yet mellow effect without being too foggy. First on the market June 12th, 2017, I'm sure many trophies are in its future.
CBGA is the mother of all cannabinoids. In an article that was published last year by Guru Rabinsky on his website, he took the opportunity to drop some science knowledge on us all regarding where our favorite cannabinoids come from. Most of us are aware that our beloved cannabinoids are born within the sticky heads of the trichomes that grow on the exterior of our favorite flower. But not too many are aware that those cannabinoids are coming from a single place, CBGA. Now, THC and CBD, as well as many other cannabinoids, start as their precursors, THCA and CBDA for the cannabinoids that I just named. The part that is not well known, and this is the part that really interests me, is the fact that those acidic precursors come from a whole other cannabinoid, CBGA. Born early in the trichomes, this acidic precursor does degrade into CBG, but it also transforms into all of the other cannabinoids that we know and love in the finished product. So let's just take a moment to give thanks to mothers. Without CBGA, none of the rest of this would be possible.
Hello, this is Evan, I'm Chris, and this is Growing Tips. Evan does grow at home through the ACMPR, which is essentially a license to grow your cannabis at home. And one of the most important things about growing at home is your lighting, and that's what you're going to talk to us about.
Definitely. Very important for your plants. It's where they're going to get most of their energy. We're just going to do a generic overview on the majority of the types of lights you'll run into. Fluorescent lights, usually something you use to start, not very powerful, but great for seeds and for small clones.
Oh, little baby plants?
Little baby plants, definitely. And then once they get a little bit more established, you use something like this. This is called a metal halide lamp. Now it uses, it produces much more blue light, which is good for the vegetative state of growing, which is before the buds are produced.
So how long approximately using this type of light?
Anywhere from 2 to 3 months usually. And then you would move for the end of your cycle to finish your plant. So you'd use this larger bulb here. It's called a high pressure sodium. Now it's going to be much more orange yellow in spectrum, which will be a lot more like the fall sunlight produced in the later stages of the plant. There is another type of light available. There's also LED lights, which are sort of taking the market by storm right now. Definitely, there's lots of different brands out there, but these are sort of the most commonly used when growing cannabis.
Now, does this fit in the same socket? Like essentially when you're changing over from this one, it goes into the same?
So there's different wattages. So this big, huge one's 1,000 watts, so it has to go into 1,000 watts of circuit. This one here is 400 watts, so it is a smaller bulb, but goes into a smaller a smaller socket.
Now, a final question. You yelled at me before. No, you didn't yell, but you're like, don't touch the light bulbs. Why is that essential? Like, you don't want to touch?
Yeah, so touching the light bulbs will get an oil on them, and if you plug them in and turn them on without cleaning them off, those oils will boil off and it can cause the glass to crack.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, so these things can run pretty expensive, I take it, eh?
Definitely the bulbs themselves, yeah, range anywhere from like $50 to $100, and then all the equipment to go with it.
Yeah, awesome. But those are the essentials right there.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Evan. That's Growing Tips.
With the changing of the seasons and returning to last year's fall wardrobe, you may find it fits a little differently. Maybe it's tight. How does cannabis fit into you fitting into your jeans? A few different ways, actually. Always keep in mind that cannabis is a bimodal drug. A little at a time, which is what we recommend, will have the opposite effect on a lot at a time. It can definitely be part of a very healthy lifestyle, especially if you found the dose that regulates your pain and mood to enable you to move your body more. It's true that some strains give you the munchies and make food taste amazing, but healthy choices are always an option. Pro athletes like swimmer Michael Phelps, MMA fighter Nate Diaz, even bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger will tell you that THC and CBD can help focus and help your recoup time. For more info on this, check out the July blog on exercise on our website.
On the Cannabis Show, you can ask us anything. I'm Chris, this is Hart, and we got Basil on the end. And today's question comes from Matt. And he says, I know I can smoke, vaporize, and use oils, but what other ways can I legally use my medicine?
Well, there's at least one other orifice you can put your medicine in. Plus, transdermally, through your skin, you could rub it on there.
What about that other? Yeah.
Other than that, all that hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other nice products on the market that are available through the LP system. There's a company called the Hydropothecary that offers what they call Elixir No. 1. It's a high THC sublingual spray, and it has a hint of mint oil in it, so it actually tastes kind of nice. It gives you that hint of minty freshness, if you will. Delivers 2.6 milligrams of THC per pump. And they say get about 138 to 150 pumps per 15 mil.
Spray it in your eye?
That would hurt.
Yeah, okay.
Don't spray it in your eye.
Okay.
Spray it underneath your tongue.
So that's why it's sublingual.
It's sublingual, exactly. So what happens is the cannabinoids basically saturate the mucosa in your mouth, and it actually takes a lot less time for it to activate, about 45 minutes for it to activate, rather than taking something, swallowing it, and having to wait about an hour and a half.
Awesome. Now, they don't have this in a CBD yet, do they?
No, not currently. Just the THC, but Hydropothecary is an innovative company, and they're always looking at changing things and disrupting the market.
Great idea. And also, you keep things a lot more discreet too. Where even for ladies, they could put it in their purse.
Yeah, it fits really nicely in your pocket. I mean, the other thing that's great about it is you can actually legally use this on domestic flight. So if you wanted to actually medicate while in the air, get high while you're getting highs, pardon the pun, but yeah, you can actually, it's legal to use this in flight.
So those in-flight movies are going to get a whole lot better.
Yeah, and better meal too.
Awesome. Thanks, Basil. Thanks, Hart. You can ask us anything on The Cannabis Show. Just email us, thecannabisshow@naturalhealthservices.ca.